presento. Thanks, did you do that, Rotha? Thank you. Bueno, les quisiera presentar las presentadoras que van a hablar hoy. Vamos a oír de Heather Urrea-Sullivan. Ella es la instructora principal de GED y ESL de parte del Distrito Escolar de Tahoe, Truckee, servicios para adultos. Y tenemos también a Millie Carreno, y ella es la Secretaria Administrativa. Esta presentación será en bilingüe, en inglés y español. And now I'm going to move to Rotha. She's also our host here.
I'm Rotha Carlson. I'm the library technician in charge of adult programming at the Truckee branch of the Nevada County Community Libraries.
Nice.
All right. Do you want me to start sharing the screen, Heather?
That would be great, yes.
Okay, all right. Let me go ahead and do that. And there we go.
Okay, awesome. I'm just going to do this. So welcome and thank you so much for inviting us to present tonight. It's a huge honor for me and our program. We have worked with the library for many years. I know I have personally sent students to the tutoring program at the library, and I know that I have received students from the library. So it's a great working relationship, and I'm, as I said before, just honored to be here. I'm going to try and do this in both English and Spanish, so I appreciate your patience right up in the front for going back and forth between the two languages, but I think it's really important that we do them in both languages because the GED exam is an exam that is the high school equivalency. It's our high school equivalency program. It's equivalent to a high school diploma, and it's offered in both English and Spanish in most states, in all states. And so, so it is important to recognize that and also to do the presentation in both languages. So thank you up front for your patience. I really appreciate it. Hola, me llamo Heather Urrea-Sullivan y soy parte del programa de Educación para Adultos. Y hoy es un gran honor estar aquí con ustedes. Hemos trabajado con, mi programa ha trabajado con la biblioteca por muchos años, ayudando a estudiantes y por eso es muy especial estar aquí con ustedes hablando de uno de nuestros programas, el programa de equivalencia de escuela preparatoria. Y básicamente este programa son nuestras clases de preparación para el GED. Y es importante saber que estas clases de preparación para el GED son bilingües, porque pueden tomar el examen en inglés o español, y por eso voy a hacer la presentación en inglés y en español, y por eso gracias por su paciencia. Okay, go ahead to the next one. Aquí tengo un video que explica un poco de sobre el GED y Xenia, if you, this is a little video that's going to kind of explain the GED test. It's only a minute and a half long, but it kind of gives a good overview. And I'm going to turn on, I want to turn on the Spanish subtitles. So Millie, just and help me out if I say this wrong. Yeah. Xenia, if you could start the video, and as soon as it starts, pause it. Okay, and then go down to the little toolbar ring thingy on the right, one more. Yep. And then press on that. It should. Okay, and then
Subtitles,
click on subtitles, right?
and then options. There you go. Oh, no.
I know I did it like 3 times and I'm like, I can't remember now what I did. Is it subtitles C? Oh no, auto, or is there another option below?
Could you please click on the CC button next to the gear? I think it's there.
I think it's in settings and then it was, oh, auto translate.
Auto translate, there you go. So you have to activate the other one first.
And then go
and then
all
go
the way
to
down to
Spanish.
Spanish. Scroll down, oops. Y gracias por su paciencia con la tecnología. Thank you also for your patience with technology. Auto translate and then yeah, scroll down to, there we go. Perfect. Now you can play. Oops, is there no sound?
I can't hear.
Yeah, I can't either.
It's probably on the sharing.
Are we having trouble seeing
We can see it, we just can't
it?
hear it.
Oh, huh. My volume is up. Let
Maybe
me
you have
try.
to stop sharing and start sharing again
Okay,
with
let
the
me try.
audio sharing option.
Yeah, let's see here. Okay, so stop sharing. Do we see the screen?
Yes.
How's the volume?
Nope, still nothing.
I can just go through it also. So basically,
Can I jump in, Heather, real quickly?
yeah.
Xenia, if you'll stop share one more time. I'm
Okay.
sorry. When you go to reshare, there should be a box that you check that says share audio.
Let's see. Okay, share sound. Got it there.
And then when you hit play, it should project.
State. This
there we go.
credential is equivalent
Okay.
to a high school
Please
diploma.
grab it
Just
and get
imagine
back to
all
the
the
beginning.
opportunities that await when you pass, like going to college. Almost every college in the US and many universities around the world accept the GED. That's better than any other high school equivalency diploma out there. As a GED grad, you can also earn, on average, $9,000 more per year. We're not just a test. We offer all the prep materials you need and guidance along the way. You'll feel motivated and confident all the way to graduation. Together, we can make your GED journey a success. Be one of 20 million proud GED grads and counting. Visit GED.com today to get started.
Awesome. Thank you, Xenia. Could you go to the next slide, please? So basically what the GED is it's the equivalency of a high school diploma. And so it consists of 4 tests, mathematics, language arts, which is like reading, writing, grammar, social studies, and science. And to receive your GED certificate or diploma, you need to pass all 4 tests. And so what many students do is they only study for one test and then take the test. If they pass it, then they move on to the next test, and they go through that process until they've passed all 4 tests. And so the very first thing you're going to do is, well, in our program, is you're going to register with Millie. And she's going to give you all the information about our classes. And then she's going to also ask you, do you have a computer? Because everything is on computers now. Before, you used to be able to take the test with pen and paper, where now you take the test on a computer. And so it's when you are ready to take that test, you're going to set up an appointment to take the test. You're going to come to our office, our adult ed office at the district office. We are a certified testing center, and Millie is going to take you through the steps that you need to do in order to take that test. And so each test, there's a cost for each test. As you can see in this one, in English, if you're taking the GED in English, you have 2 options. You can come in person with Millie at our GED test center or any GED test center in California, and it's $35 per subject. Or new now is you can take it online in your home, as long as you have all the necessary computer and programming to take the test. And that's just a little bit more. That's $41 per subject. So by the time you go through 4 of them, it's going to be about $140. The thing that is important to remember, because we're kind of a community where a lot of people live in Reno, but work in Tahoe, Truckee, is that you have to take the GED in the state that you live at, that you give the address. So if you live in Reno, but work in Tahoe, you have to take the test in Nevada, in Reno. If you live here in California, then you can take it at any test center in California. And so that always comes up, just because we are such a community that, kind of straddles 2 states. And so it's important to remember that we have to do that. As far as the classes, though, you can take the classes wherever. It doesn't matter. We have a lot of Reno students. We have some incline students in the past. And so the preparation classes you can take wherever. It's just when you go to take the test, you just have to take the test in the state that you live in. Okay, go ahead. Next slide. So lo que estaba diciendo, para el GED, para recibir su diploma de GED, hay que tomar 4 exámenes. Y hay 4 materias: matemáticas, razonamiento a través lenguaje, que es escritura, lectura, gramática, y un ensayo que tiene que escribir. What did I say? Matemáticas, lenguaje, ciencias y estudios sociales. Y cada examen cuesta $35. So, ahora no es posible tomar el examen en línea en su computadora en su casa. Solo puede hacerlo en un centro como nuestro centro en las oficinas del Distrito Escolar. Y la otra cosa que es importante es que si viven en Reno, hay que tomar el examen en Reno, en Nevada, en el estado de Nevada. Si vive en California, puede tomar el examen en California. Y eso, porque mucha gente vive en Reno y trabaja en Truckee o Tahoe, siempre esta es una pregunta que estamos contestando. So, tiene que tomar el examen en el estado donde vive. Okay, next one. So, las 4 materias son matemáticas y este es el examen que, well, yo sé, yo tengo mucho miedo porque matemáticas no es mi materia favorita, pero para mucha gente está bien. Pero este es un examen de matemáticas básicas, geometría, álgebra básica y gráficas y funciones. Y dura 115 minutos. Hay dos partes. La segunda parte se permite el uso de calculadora. La primera parte no. Como está diciendo, dura 115 minutos. So the first exam is math, and it's basic math, geometry, basic algebra, graphs and functions. It takes 115 minutes. It includes two parts. The first part, you cannot use a calculator. In the second part, you can use a calculator. Go ahead to the next section. Reasoning through language arts, razonamiento a través de las artes del lenguaje, is basically just reading, writing. You have to write an essay. You have to read paragraphs and answer questions. And this is our longest test. This one lasts 150 minutes. So este examen es el examen más largo. Dura 150 minutos. Y es de lectura, escritura, gramática y una parte en que tiene que escribir un ensayo. Y ese es importante porque tenemos muchos estudiantes bilingües y siempre nos preguntan, ¿en qué idioma debo tomar el examen? Y les decimos que ¿por qué tienen que escribir este ensayo? Mejor tomar el examen en el idioma que escribe mejor. So, si escribe mejor en español porque, existieron escuelas en México y ya está en California, entonces mejor tomar el examen en español. Si español es su idioma natal, pero existieron las escuelas aquí en Estados Unidos y por eso todo era en inglés, mejor tomar el examen en inglés. So, y no puede tomar un examen en un idioma y otro en inglés para uno y español para otro. Tiene que decidir inglés para las 4 o español para las 4 materias. So one of the questions we get a lot because we have a lot of bilingual students is which language to take the test in. And because in this test, there is an essay that you have to write, we always say the best course of action is to take the tests, all of them, in the language that you write the best in. So if we have students who went to school in Mexico and are now living here, so all of their schooling was in Spanish, they probably write better in Spanish. And so it's better to take the test in Spanish. If, however, Spanish is their native language, but they grew up here, went to schools in the United States where everything was in English, they probably write better in English, and so they should take the test in English. And so it's really whichever language you write the best in, that's the language you should take the test in. And you can't take one test in Spanish, for example, and another in English. You have to decide, I'm going to take all 4 in English, or I'm going to take all 4 in Spanish. Okay, next one. Social studies is often the one that our students start out with first because it's the shortest. It's 70 minutes. And it's basically you're reading a lot, paragraphs, and you're answering questions about the material in those paragraphs, or you're looking at graphs and you're answering questions about those graphs. And so a lot of students like to just start with this and then go on to the other tests. El examen de estudios sociales muchas veces es el primer examen que nuestros estudiantes toman porque es corto, solo 70 minutos, y también básicamente es simplemente leer un párrafo y contestar preguntas o mirar un gráfico y contestar las preguntas. So, eso es porque muchos estudiantes prefieren empezar con este examen y entonces los otros. Okay, next one. Y el último examen es, la última materia es ciencias. Y en este examen de 90 minutos, está leyendo párrafos, está haciendo un poco de matemáticas sobre los conceptos de ciencias. Y se permite el uso de calculadoras para algunas preguntas. Yeah, it's just ciencias. Y the science test is only 90 minutes, so a little longer than the social studies, but it's basically you're reading about science concepts and answering questions, or you're doing a little bit of math about science concepts and graphs and answering questions. And you can use a calculator for some of the questions, and the rest are all multiple choice. Go ahead, next one. And so the requirements to even start this process, there's really only 3 things you need. You must be an adult, so you must be 18 years or older. You must have some form of official ID, like a driver's license, a passport, something with, or a matricula, and something with your photo. And then you have to show proof of your residency. So that's the part where I was talking about that if you live in California, you have to show proof that you live in California and you can take the exam in California. If you live in Reno, then your address and you'll have your proof of residency will be in the state of Nevada. So you will have to take the test in the state of Nevada, most likely Reno. So para los requisitos en California son que tiene 18 años, que tiene alguna forma de identificación oficial como una licencia, matrícula, pasaporte con su foto, y que tiene también un comprobante de residencia. Y eso era cuando estaba hablando de como si vive en California, tiene que tomar el examen en California. Y si vive en Reno o Sparks, tiene que tomar el examen en Nevada. Okay, next one. Y para preparar a nuestros estudiantes para estos exámenes, tenemos 2 clases. Y ahora con COVID, depende en la semana o semestre, pero estamos tratando de tener clases en los salones, pero o en línea o algo en el medio, híbrido. Y ahora tenemos 2 clases. una clase de matemáticas los martes y una clase los jueves para estudiantes que están estudiando todas las materias. So, todas las clases y los materiales y libros, calculadoras son gratuitas y las maestras siempre van a apoyar a los estudiantes. Si no tiene computadora, podemos prestarles una calculadora o Chromebook. Y en la clase los jueves con Sarah, ella está haciendo la clase en los 2 idiomas. Ella tiene estudiantes estudiando las 4 materias en español y otras que están estudiando las 4 materias en inglés. Y ella está, corriendo de escritorio a escritorio, ayudando a estos estudiantes. La clase el martes es una clase de matemáticas, porque nuestros estudiantes nos han dicho que necesitan más apoyo en matemáticas y por eso tenemos una clase de matemáticas. Ella habla inglés, pero ella sabe un poco de español y hay muchos estudiantes en esta clase que habla español y por eso, está funcionando bien. Si habla español, puede ir a su clase y aprender matemáticas. So we have 2 classes, and right now with COVID, it changes every week. Sometimes it's in person. We've gone online for a little bit. And then we also have classes that are kind of hybrid, where there's students in the classroom and then there are students at home watching the class from their computers. All of our classes are free, tuition free. And we also provide the materials like books, calculators, study guides, things like that. If a student does not have a computer or their computer doesn't work very well, we can lend them a Chromebook also during the school year. And the other thing is that we do have little vouchers or gift cards for these tests. So for students that have financial need, Millie can give them a voucher that will help pay the cost of the test. So that is something that we try to figure out which students are in need of that, so that isn't the reason that they're not taking the test. Otra cosa que si me olvidé, es que tenemos estas tarjetas o vouchers para ayudar a estudiantes con el costo de los exámenes, porque no queremos que la razón que no está tomando los exámenes es que no pueden, es el costo del examen. So, Millie tiene estas tarjetas o vouchers y si necesita ayuda financiera, entonces ella puede ayudarlas con estos. Okay, next one. Oops, one more back. There we go. Y nuestras maestras increíbles. So, estas son nuestras maestras, Sarah Adams y April Mirzak. Son maestras increíbles, tienen mucha experiencia. Las dos han enseñado en secundarias y escuelas preparatarias y ahora con GED. Como estaba diciendo, Sarah es la maestra de la clase para todas las materias y está ayudando a estudiantes en inglés y español. April está matemáticas. Su clase es de matemáticas y como estaba diciendo, ella habla inglés, pero sabe un poco de español. So these are two incredible teachers. They're both extremely experienced teachers in both middle school and high school and now GED. And they, Sarah is the teacher I was telling you about who is helping students prepare in both English and Spanish and all the subjects, where April's class is structured for just math, since that tends to be the area that a lot of students need more support. And she speaks a little bit of Spanish, but between her students in the class helping, it works perfectly. But they're just amazing teachers, and I think we have such an amazing team in our adult ed programs that we're really seeing the success of our students, and a lot of that is because we have such great teachers. And next slide. And so here are our schedules. So like I said, the GED math is happens on Tuesdays, and the GED all subjects and bilingual happens on Thursdays. Both classes are at Alder Creek Middle School on the second floor. April's is room 206, and Sarah's I think is 200.
No, Sarah is at the technology lab.
Oh, she went back to the technology lab. Okay. And so if you have any questions about any of these classes, you can always call Millie or myself. And also you can reach out to the teachers themselves through email to just get a good idea of, what would be the best way to start. Because we are under the school district, we do follow the school district schedule. So the holidays like Ski Skate Week, which is coming up at the end of February, spring break in April, we also shut down our classes also. And then also during the summer, we don't have classes. That doesn't mean our students can't keep studying. It just means that we don't have an official class during the summer. So ese es el horario de nuestras clases. Como estaba diciendo, si quiere estudiar matemáticas, los martes con April en Alder Creek Middle School. Y si quiere estudiar en español o otras materias, el jueves es su noche con Sarah, también en Alder Creek Middle School. Y otra cosa es que seguimos el calendario del Distrito Escolar, y por eso cuando ellos tienen semanas de vacación como Ski Skate Week en febrero o Spring Break en abril, también no tenemos clases. También no tenemos clases durante el verano. Los estudiantes pueden continuar estudiando, pero no hay clases hasta septiembre. All right, next one. Y aquí un poco de información de inscripción y también recursos en línea. Y si quiere hablar con Millie o conmigo, aquí está nuestra información. So here we have the registration information, online resource information, or if you want to talk to Millie or myself, our contact information. Millie is we're both. Millie is in the office mostly from 8 until 4:30, correct, Millie? Every day, Monday through Friday. And I'm in and out, but you can always reach me at that number also if you have questions. I've been talking the whole time and I'm just wondering if there is anyone who has a question about the GED test or the program that we, preparation program that we offer. Ahora, si alguien tiene una pregunta o sobre las clases o sobre el programa o sobre el examen GED.
And would you like me to stop sharing or do you want me to keep?
Oh yeah, you can, yeah. Awesome. And Millie, is there anything you wanted to add about the testing procedure or that I didn't mention?
Not really. I think you covered it all.
I was trying to remember everything.
No, you did great. Just if anybody has any questions, I would love to help them.
Yeah. And like I said, Millie is the person who, so 5 years ago, before we had applied to be a test center, if you wanted to take the GED test, you had to drive down to Auburn. That was the closest GED testing center for us up here in Tahoe and Truckee. And so that was one of the reasons that we applied to be a test center, was so that our students, it would be easier for them just to come into the district office. Everybody knows where that is. And also everybody knows Millie now. And so you're not as nervous, because I know I get this way before a test. I'm always nervous, and all of our students are always a little nervous. And so having Millie there, she is the best at just calming everybody and encouraging them to do their best. And it's really cool to have that, the ability to have our own test center where people can come and know us and therefore not be as nervous. So see, yeah.
Now that's one thing that I did, I think was worth mentioning is a lot of people are doing the online GED now. However, it's like the same, it's kind of the same process. You're gonna have someone like literally staring at you through the webcam, and you're gonna do a Zoom with that person, and they're gonna be literally proctoring the test through the computer. So that's a fact that I think factors in to like nervousness. I could never handle that. So I always just encourage our students to just come to our office. You know, back in the day, we used to be able to serve coffee and tea and all that. Now with COVID, that kind of changed a little. But I just have them come in the office and chat and just relax a little bit, not talk so much about the test, and then they're all good. Les decía que ahora que se puede tomar el examen GED en línea, muchas personas están eligiendo hacerlo de esa manera, y a veces yo ya no me entero quiénes tomaron el examen porque lo hicieron en línea y ya no me dijeron. Entonces yo no sé cómo seguir a quienes ya tomaron el examen o no, porque se puede hacer en línea, lo cual es maravilloso, pero una persona va a estar supervisándote mediante la webcam y tú los puedes ver y ellos te miran a ti. Entonces como que puede ser como que te aumentan los nervios tal vez. Entonces por eso siempre les recomendamos a los alumnos venir a la oficina y tomar el examen en persona, y yo les ayudo y les asisto con la calculadora y esas cosas, en un ambiente como que más cómodo, más amical, y pues calmar esos nervios del examen.
Gracias. Thanks, Millie.
You know, I was, well, you know, I wanted to, maybe this is a question or a comment, but I have heard in the past, or maybe there's a question from people when they are getting ready to decide on obtaining, you know, like a diploma. Mm-hmm. And are you able to speak on what the equivalency of the GED is in related to the high school diploma? I know in the past, there was sort of this kind of a negative connotation maybe with the GED, that it wasn't in line with being a high school diploma, but I know that that has probably changed. I mean, it's still a measure of your skill.
Yeah. And I think what's, I think some people have always just kind of felt that way, but what's really important is that now, let's see, I have the data, 97% of all universities and
In the US, right?
in the US and abroad, in the US, and then many abroad, as well as employers, are accepting the GED. So right there, both of I'm one of 4 siblings, and 2 of us graduated from high school with a high school diploma, and 2 of my sister and my brother took the GED. We all ended up at universities, we all graduated, and we all have, great jobs. So I think it was more like a stigma, just more socially, more so, where now, because the universities, because employers accept it as a high school, as the same, weight as a high school diploma, I think it's definitely losing a little bit of that. Estabas hablando de si realmente es equivalente a la diploma de high school, y quizás socialmente hay personas que no están de acuerdo con pero lo que en el sitio web de GED dicen que 97% de las universidades en Estados Unidos y empleadores aceptan el GED como una diploma de high school. So, estaba diciendo que yo tengo 3 hermanos y 2 de nosotros recibimos nuestro diploma de high school, y mi hermano y hermana, ellos recibieron su diploma de GED, y todos nosotros asistimos a la universidad y tenemos trabajo, y so no había una diferencia en mi familia de 4 personas, y esto era hace 20 años. Okay, quizás un poco más conmigo, pero yeah, about a little bit longer ago. But yeah, so I think now it's becoming different, because there's so many reasons you don't get your high school degree. So many different reasons, and our students, we have students who went through our school system and just for whatever reason didn't finish. We have students who went through school to a certain grade level in Mexico and then now are living here and just want that high school diploma. And then we have others who already have their high school diploma from Mexico, or equivalent from Mexico, but want something that's more recognizable in the United States. So they want that GED. And so, there's so many different reasons that people come to us, and we just try to understand what are your goals and how do we help you get there, and that's our main job in our GED program. So estaba diciendo que hay tantas razones que, una persona no completa todos los requisitos de high school para su diploma, y tenemos estudiantes que han asistido las escuelas aquí y por cualquier razón no completaron todos los requisitos. Tenemos estudiantes que han estudiado en México, pero no completaron todo en México y quieren su diploma de high school. Ahora aquí están tomando el examen en español. Y tenemos estudiantes que ya tienen su diploma de México, pero quieren un diploma que es más reconocido aquí en Estados Unidos. So, hay muchas razones y lo que tratamos de hacer es just simplemente entender, cuál es su meta educativa y cómo podemos ayudar para que puedan alcanzar esta meta. So,
Wonderful.
yeah.